Good morning, good morning. Welcome to In the Garden with Joyful Living. I am your host, Kimberly Dixon. While we wait for a few people to join us, I am going to go ahead and start showing you the garden this morning. So as you can see, the kale has gotten quite large over the last couple of weeks. And I actually can start eating off of this now, just pulling the leaves that are large enough for a salad or whatever. I don't have enough to cook like a pot of kale, but I definitely have enough for salads. This is the spinach. The last time I showed the spinach, there wasn't anything in this bin. Maybe a couple were popping up, but it's starting to get bigger, and probably in 2 weeks or so, I'll be able to start using the baby spinach. The yellow bell pepper is still doing well. I don't know if it has enough time for them to get yellow, but it certainly has a lot of green peppers on it, in which I will pick those and freeze them so that I have fresh peppers throughout the winter. Yellow bell pepper. No, not yellow. Sweet banana pepper. So you can see this purple looking color. This is just because of the cool temperatures, but it's actually okay to eat. But there's a beautiful red one back there, and I will probably do one more harvest from this sweet banana pepper before it's completely done. The red bell pepper is in some red cayenne pepper is in some distress, but as you can see, there are multiple red peppers on there that are doing very well. The other container of kale. So these little green beans are determined that they're going to grow. There were some sprouting up previously, and I pulled them up because I think it's too late in the season for them. And as you can see, more beans are coming back, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Jalapeno pepper, still got beautiful peppers on it. That one's not quite ready yet. It just needs to get some lines in it, and we'll be ready to pick that. I'm going to do one more big harvest of basil, another big harvest of pineapple sage. I've got spinach there. I need to harvest those onions. Spinach. I cut this celery down completely. And as you know, that was a kitchen scrap that I planted back in the spring, and I've been cutting off of it all season long. But I cut it down completely last week before, and you see how much new growth that it has. So a lot of things, you don't have to cut them completely when you harvest them, but if you leave the root system in place, you still can grow it. That's cabbage and cauliflower back here. Everything is doing well. As you can see, some caterpillars got a hold to that, but it's doing lovely. Broccoli looks fantastic. Cabbage looks fantastic. I love to see the little cabbage heads forming. I don't know if you can see that or not because of the sun. But we've got a few people watching. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. But before I start today, I want to take a moment. I'm about to fall. Oops. I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Tawanda Wilson and her book, Breaking My Family's Poor Health Chain. This book is available on Amazon.com. Build health for yourself and for generations to come by getting this book, Breaking My Family's Poor Health Chain by Tawanda Wilson. I also want to thank the sponsor of our wood today, Malcolm Dixon, sponsored all the wood for the fire pit for the season. And although it's sunny today, it's kind of chilly out here. And he taught me how to build a fire this morning. I've been camping with him for some time, but hadn't built a fire in years, so he had to give me some pointers. But as you can see, we've got a nice, warm, toasty fire. Can't wait to sit out here with some coffee. And then I want to thank our sponsor, Carolyn Billups, for her support. So I'm going to get up and show you something. So today's topic is, and it's a little windy out, in and out of season. So as you can see, this is a pot with broccoli in it. The broccoli is doing extraordinarily well. But during the summertime, I had a zucchini plant in this pot, and it was sitting beneath a huge sunflower. Well, unbeknownst to me, sunflower seeds fell into the pot. And now I've got 2 sunflowers growing in this pot with the broccoli. Now, sunflowers, they are a summertime plant. They are sun seekers. As you can see, they are actually turned towards the sun. They're sun seekers. So in the fall time, they are out of season. They thrive in the warm weather. They thrive in the heat. But even in this season, when the temperatures are much cooler, when it's getting down to 40 degrees, here it is. I have 2 sunflowers that are thriving. Sometimes in life, we have those seasons in which everything seems to be going well for us, and we're on top of the mountain and we know it's our season. But then there are those seasons when it seems like nothing is going right. I apologize, I forgot to put my do not disturb on. But there are seasons when nothing seems to go right. But I want to take just a minute this morning and talk to you being in and out of season. And I'm just going to leave it on the sunflower here because I want you to remind you that this sunflower is out of season. It grows in the spring and blooms in the summer. In July and August, the hottest time of the year. But here it is, October, when it's getting down in the 40s at night, and this sunflower is still thriving. We know from Ecclesiastes chapter 3 that there's a time and a season for everything. There's a time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to get and a time to lose. And there's a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Now, isn't that ironic? In this season of COVID-19, it's a time to refrain from embracing. There is a time and a season for everything. But don't think that for 1 second that God is not going to bless you even in the off season. So you know in sports there's an off season when they're not playing and they're not active. But good morning, Mabel. But even in the off season, God will bless you. In and out of season, God is still God, and He promised to never leave nor forsake you. He is our light and our salvation. I like the way the prophet Habakkuk put it. He said, "The Lord is my strength, and He will make my feet like hinds' feet. He will make me walk on my high heels." Notice that he said, my high heels. That implies that the heels that he's walking on, they belong to Him. And then he said that he talked about hinds' feet. Hinds' feet are deer feet. A deer's feet or their hooves and their powerful hind legs, that's what allows them to walk, run, and jump. They can do all of that on wet and dry land. And also, a deer uses their hooves for defense. They use them as weapons. So I'm encouraging you today to make your feet like deer feet, to make your feet like hinds' feet, and don't move from God. In and out of season, just like this sunflower is out of season, stay focused on Him. When you lose things, stay focused on God. If you get divorced, stay focused on God. If your dream job lays you off, stay focused on God. Good morning, Pamela. When death knocks on your door, and it most definitely will, because this is not our home. We were not born to stay here. When you have to bury your child, a spouse, a parent, or friend, stay focused on God. Mabel says, what an eye-opener. You just brought alive a time to not embrace. Absolutely. The time is not to embrace right now. We need to make sure that we keep ourselves safe. And that means that we've got to be smart in the way that we do things. But I want to remind everybody that there is a time and a season for everything. But do not forget that God is in control in every season. He is our present help. Growth can occur in and out of season, just like this sunflower. Just like the sunflower is reaching towards the sun, I need for us to stay focused and reach towards the sun. You can grow and learn and prosper in every season. And God can and He will bless you in and out of season, right in the middle of adversity. We're in an adverse season right now, but don't think for 1 second that God is still not in the blessing business. He will bless you right there where you're at. Good morning, Fion. So guys, please share the video. I hope you enjoyed this small, short, and quick segment of In the Garden with Joyful Living. I am Kimberly Dixon. I am your host. I want again to thank the sponsors of In the Garden with Joyful Living. My brother is the sponsor of the wood for the fire pit. And then Tawanda Wilson, author Tawanda Wilson. If you have not picked up her book, Breaking My Family's Poor Health Chain from Amazon.com, I want to encourage you to pick this book up, because there's something in here that everybody can use to break this chain of poor health in our community. Good morning, Tara. And I want to thank my sponsor, Carolyn Billups, again for her contributions. Oh, and I forgot to show you guys my cilantro. It's doing well. This was planted from seeds, and cilantro is a cool weather crop. And I forgot to show you the lettuce I planted. It's in a pot with a tomato that is finishing up, but as you can see, my lettuce is growing. Lettuce is a cool weather crop as well. Yes, Tara, fire pit. This thing feels so good, in which the fire's about to go out now, which is a good thing, because I didn't want to start a big, huge blaze this morning. But this feels so toasty and warm with a cool little breeze. So I cannot wait to sit out here and enjoy my Blackology coffee and talk to friends and enjoy the season. Because in and out of season, there's something. What is Facebook doing? There we go. In and out of season, there's always a blessing. God is always God, and He's always in control. So guys, thank you for watching In the Garden with Joyful Living this morning. I love you all. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.